My name is Chris Crow. I am the Vice President and Events Manager of the nonprofit that operates the theater.
Hi, my name is Josh, and my position at the Bal Theater is a box office manager, so I help with all the ticketing and ticket sales during the week and on the weekends during the live events.
My name is Dan Dillman, and I'm the President and Artistic Director of Curtain Call Performing Arts, and we run the historic Bal Theater here in San Leandro, California. What is the Bal Theater? Now that's a tricky question. One can say that it's a gathering place, a theater where you see performing arts, movies, live music, comedy, but one could also call it a university, an educational facility. One can call it a mental health facility, and it's more than just one thing. Just like theater, theater is multiple layers of substance. What we show here at the Historic Bal Theater is everything from classic films. You know, we do a free film series for the deaf community, the Spanish community, and then of course the general English speaking public. We also do live music. So concerts, and whether it be soloist and acoustic music or full bands, you know, national acts. Some of the biggest names in the music business have performed here.
I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Oh no. Yeah, baby.
Why is it called the Bal Theater? Anybody have any idea? Does anybody care?
Comedians as well. So some of the biggest names in comedy have been here. George Lopez, Dana Carvey, Louis Anderson, Eddie Griffin, Aries Spears. The list really goes on. I mean, it's been really impressive, the different multicultural genres of performing arts that we've had here. There's a lot that goes into creating a show here at the Historic Bal Theater. There's so many things that are happening behind the scenes that really, you know, it would be an hour dissertation and just explaining the processes that take place to pull off a 1 hour or 2 hour performance. But it's everything from first, of course, choosing the talent that you would like to bring to the facility, to then negotiating the terms with that talent. And then there's all the production behind the scenes. There's marketing for an event, there's ticketing for an event. Then there's the night of the show, which is just a multitude of different cogs moving at the same time, just so that the audience, you know, to them, they'll come in, sit in their seats and see this wonderful performance happening on stage. But it took so much energy and so much thought and so much work. There's just so much more than what's seen once the curtain, so to speak, is raised, because behind those curtains there's a lot of magic going on, and then of course the magic of the performance itself. But it takes a whole family. It's not just me, it's not just Chris or Josh or Deanne or Ray, you know, those are the board of directors. It's our volunteers, it's our youth, it's our community members, and then it's the patrons who are also built up of the community who help to pull off that show. So it's really a universal experience, and like the cosmos, many stars shining and working together as one.
Shows seemingly take months to create, from the idea to organizing those resources. If it involves a talent, getting that talent to begin negotiating with you isn't as easy as people like to think, and planning the entire show after that is still a process in itself. Advertising, marketing, who's doing what on the night of, where things have to go. I mean, you put in days and weeks and months of work just for a 2-hour event. This is a community theater. It was built specifically in this neighborhood to serve the entire community, surrounding community, and not just really San Leandro, the entire Bay Area. And you know, through that and offering programming specific to each audience, we reach out to certain audiences. Sometimes it's an adult crowd, 45 and older. Sometimes it's a family crowd for one of our free movie nights, where we're looking to bring babies and small kids in here. So there is no specific target audience. Everyone has the potential to come and have an experience here at the theater.
I feel like this theater in particular impacts the community in a great way. It being a 70-year-old historic Art Deco theater, which you really don't see too much nowadays. They do so many different events for everybody in the community, so it's just a great, safe place anybody can go to enjoy great entertainment or movies or conferences, and just have a safe, just beautiful venue to go to enjoy entertainment.
Any theater like this that has an opportunity to provide not just entertainment, but a direct economic output from that entertainment or benefit from that entertainment is the type of art that we really need to focus on in our area and other areas, because it's more than just a statue, one statue or one painting. It's live art, and it's happening all the time. That impact, bringing people into this building and watching the artists perform and watching and going through the experience with us, makes people happy at a basic level. But more than that, people have a good time here, so they go out and have a good time in our community, and through that they spend their dollars in our restaurants and at our hotels and at our other businesses. So we have a direct impact on a community, and it's only going to grow as our operations grow. Dan, the owner, would tell you the theater's probably been here forever. It's probably never not a time it wasn't around. But, in terms of timeline, built in 1946, the history is really great. And I think it's even great for our area and the Bay Area and what this theater, how it started. It started as one of 5 kind of palaces in San Leandro. And it was always the one who was bucking up against the powers that be, whether that was the corporate powers, the movie houses who were trying to dominate both the theater space and the production space by owning the theaters and stopping people. One of the first owners, fought and had to secure rights to even show that. That history, that type of, I don't want to call it rebelliousness, but independence of the theater, really pervaded its entire history through today. When it bucked trends in the 70s and 80s and brought Spanish artists in here, and that's after the 40s. It was bringing African American artists in here at a time where that wasn't as normal as we think about it today. And even in the 80s and 90s, the types of things it tried to do with Indian films and local concerts and indie stuff is all just, it's really how it survived. And today, all of that is basically one big, we've been able to bring that all together and use all those use our own independent streak to bring our own shows and fight against the larger corporate entertainment entities.
This theater has always had to kind of fight for its position in the ecosystem of theater, whether it be the movie portion or the live entertainment portion. But its independence probably has given it its greatest strength. And so through that independence, it found a way to maneuver and shift throughout the times and the decades to stay alive. But it's been from the passion of those who stood up and who decided to have a love for theater and for art and for history, to stand up and say, hey, no matter what the challenge is, I'm willing to take them on to keep this place alive. And so that's what I think it's been the spirit of theater, the spirit of the history of the arts that has kept this place alive, because there used to be 5 historic theaters in San Leandro, and this is the last one. There are no other places like this anymore in San Leandro. This is the last Mohican, the last treasure of this era to exist is the historic Bow Theater.
I hope for the future of this theater that it continues even years down the line to be here for the community and to enrich other folks that continue to come here, because it has great history and had a lot of great memories here through the years.
Personally, just as a kid who grew up around a theater and in town, I would love to see this theater be something that can carry on for generations, even beyond my lifetime.
I really feel like the historic Bow Theater has really come back on the scene, has become a beacon of light and hope of the community, and I see it lasting for generations to come. I mean, that's the whole point of the nonprofit now, is to be outside of Dan Dillman and Chris Crows and families and volunteers. We're looking towards the next generation to come in and fall in love, to have a passion for theater and arts, fall in love with the historic Bow Theater, and keep it growing. More entertainment, more movies, more films, more live music, more comedy, more conferences, more community gatherings, really, making this the community's theater, right? It's not just one person's theater, it is the community's. We're at a wonderful time right now. The city of San Leandro really sees the value in what we're doing, what we've been doing, and has started to become a partner with us. And so we're now working with the city, and it may be, in phases, but they've committed to a partnership. So to where, one, they're going to continue to help us keep the doors open, and we're talking about grants now so that we can start refurbishing and enhancing what's here and really restoring in place. I mean, we're not looking to change the history. We're looking to just, make it fresh again, make it new again.
The craziest thing that I've ever seen at the Bell Theater was actually we had Genuine, who is an R&B artist here 2 years ago, and we're walking him up the staircase to get to the green room, and one of the volunteers in front of me actually dropped a whole pot of chicken soup all over the staircase, and it just barely missed Genuine, so that was probably the craziest thing I've seen.
There's been so many experiences. I mean, there's been no crazy bad thing ever happen here. So it's only been crazy good things happening here. It's those stories, a mother brought her autistic son here for the first time. He had never been to a theater, and the joy and happiness that he had was just crazy. Having blind people come to our concerts is crazy. Having deaf people come to our concerts is super awesome crazy. These are the crazy cool things. Having, there's a family that lives not too far from here, and apparently, back in the 60s or 70s, somehow, they're a deaf family, and they came here and enjoyed and won some plates, and it was crazy to have them come here with us here and share with us the plates they won at a raffle before a movie, and how they still had it, and how they honored and cherished those winning plates, and then came for one of our classic film showings that was with open caption. That's crazy. It's crazy to meet people who have been here. It's crazy to know that Vicente Fernandez and Juan Gabriel, some of the biggest names in Latin music, have performed here. It's all crazy, but it's all crazy good.
That's all we believe in here is good things happening. I probably is our last big show, which is Morris Day in a Time, and I don't know what you mean by crazy, but when I think crazy, I think of, kind of the miracle of it all, right? For us who've been working here for 8 years and just putting up with a lot and grinding away, to plan years and years ago, to hear somebody like Dan and his wife and us say, oh, we're going to have Morris Day in a Time on our stage, it will happen. And then go through 6-7 years of things leading up to that, which we won't call obstacles, but were things we had to get through. And then when it happens, and it's just this incredible show where the technical stuff is perfect, the lighting is good, the sound is good, the show is good, the artists sound good, every seat is full. And we as event managers don't even want to manage the event, we just want to watch the show. Those are the craziest moments to me, where it all just kind of clicks at the right time, at the right place, and you feel the 8-year miracle just